Derek Jeter, when they were asking him, what would you do if you were the GM of the Yankees at the trade deadline? And he said, trade for Juan Soto. The Yankees did not think that was possible. And now going into the offseason, it doesn't look like the Yankees have any chance at Ohtani. I never thought that they did. And Juan Soto could be another player like a Giancarlo Stanton, where a team is just trying to shed a contract and a player where the Padres could say, we don't want your two best players. We'll take Paraiso and a couple other players in your AA or AAA, and we'll make the trade. Juan Soto would be an absolute upgrade at right field for the New York Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton would be an everyday DH. He's a better everyday DH. I know everybody keeps saying his numbers are better in the field than he is as a DH. He's getting old.
That's one of the weirdest splits ever anyway.
Giancarlo Stanton is not going to be able to be moved. He has another 4 years. He's making more money at the end of his contract, so the Yankees are going to have to pay him. Juan Soto is coming up on his final arbitration year, so next year the Yankees are going to have to pay him. If he has a good year with the Yankees, he's going to make about $450 million. Will the Yankees be willing to do that? Garrett Cole, if he has another good season this year, is going to opt out of that contract with the Yankees because he could get even more money. If the Yankees do go after Yamamoto, which he's their number one target, if Garrett Cole decides to opt out of the contract, the Yankees would not bring him back. He's making $38 million, and they can invest that money into Juan Soto. The Yankees are looking to win now. Juan Soto, I think he absolutely fits Yankee Stadium. He had 35 home runs in a big ballpark last year. Yes. Yeah. Do you know how many home runs he could hit next year in Yankee Stadium as a left-handed power hitter? A tremendous hitter in the playoffs. The Yankees have not had a guy hit like that in a very long time, since Alex Rodriguez or Derek Jeter or Bernie Williams. This guy has been a proven playoff hitter. If you don't have to trade Dominguez, your outfield is Jason Dominguez, who they call the alien, who's a switch hitter, Juan Soto for the future of your right field, and then you have Aaron Judge as your left fielder. You have the best, I believe, outfield in baseball.
Juan Soto is also not like a lot of the other superstars they've either tried to sign in free agency or tried to trade for, because Juan Soto doesn't strike out and has a really good on-base percentage. And the Yankees have had issues with strikeouts for years. I know there were stretches where the Yankees strikeout rate is actually not as bad, but the Yankees fell off back to where they normally were. Juan Soto is the prototypical opposite of every other type of star they've tried to bring in. Why the Yankees definitely should try to push for that, and I think they should try to make the Anthony Rizzo contract move work, because you look at what the Dodgers did with David Price. They didn't have to trade Gavin Lux or Walker Buehler or Dustin May because they took on David Price's contract. They didn't have to give up as much. Verdugo was the biggest one, and then Jeter Downs was the other one.
Anthony Rizzo is just an add-in piece, and Anthony Rizzo has 1 year left on that Yankee contract. Even if they have to trade Anthony Rizzo in this trade, do you think the Padres are going to cry about it? What they'll do is they'll take the contract on, and then they'll dump him, and then he'll go wherever he wants. Maybe he goes back to the Yankees. I think that the Yankees' thought here is you bring in a guy like Juan Soto, you boost up your lineup automatically, put him in the middle of your lineup with those three guys, you trade Gleyber Torres, you move Volpe, and then you decide what you're doing at the shortstop position, and then bring in a veteran third baseman that could still play defense and give you enough when it comes to power at that position. I think the Soto thing is growing legs. I think the Yankees are going to push for this. The Ohtani thing, there's no play on that. I still think the Yankees, even if they bring in Juan Soto, definitely a play for Yamamoto, because Yamamoto could change your pitching staff automatically. Garrett Cole, if he wins a Cy Young this year, he's absolutely going to opt out of that contract because he's going to believe that he can make that $43 million a year. I know the Yankees aren't going to extend him on that.
The other thing that works out well for the Yankees is when you look at the Red Sox with the Mookie Betts trade, they were really bad that year. The Padres were not a bad team. It was just more of they lost a lot of close games. Their run differential was still very good. And I think because of that, they could still try to trade for players that could help them now. Why? If the Yankees are going to try to trade Gleyber Torres, that could actually make sense in return. Gleyber Torres is still one of the more powerful second basemen in the league. Take on some pitchers, some younger pitchers that could help their pitching depth. They don't have to trade as many prospects. The Padres are still in position where they could still be a good team with the money that they already spent, where they still might be able to go some pieces and win now. I know AJ Preller said he's going to sign payroll, but how much are they able to make it work?
Yamamoto is a guy that a lot of teams are going to be interested in. The Dodgers, Seattle definitely, if they make a move for Ohtani. Ichiro is definitely going to be involved with that. The Giants are another team that could get Yamamoto and Ohtani. He wants to play with another Japanese superstar. I think that Yamamoto was the Yankees' number one guy. So the Yankees are going to make a push. They made a big push for Ohtani. It didn't work. Ohtani wanted to stay in the West Coast. Yamamoto could be the same type of guy. He is the big offseason acquisition. He's 24 years old. By far the most talented guy we've seen come out of Japan since Shohei Ohtani. And they're saying he's a better pitcher than Shohei Ohtani. So you're talking about a guy that can win a Cy Young, could win an MVP one day as a pitcher.
Two teams not to sleep on either with the Yamamoto sweepstakes, because they also recently signed Japanese hitters. The Cubs, who just signed Suzuki last year, who do need pitching depth as well. Justin Steele pitched very well for them this year, as did Stroman, but Stroman's a free agent. And then the Red Sox, who got Yoshida,